Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Shong. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Last Tuesday, the US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi touched down at the center of one of the most problematic diplomatic sites in the world with her visit in Taiwan. Mrs. Pelosi received a hearty welcome throughout her visit to Taiwan. Her arrival was met with rapturous applause by hundreds of onlookers, while Taiwan's tallest building beamed a welcome message in lights. Her arrival, however, also drew demonstrations by a few dozen pro-Beijing supporters who gathered outside a Taipei hotel to protest. And Taiwan's government said a computer hack caused some screens at convenience stores and a railway station to display anti-Pelosi messages. As a democracy since 1996, Taiwan has it all: autonomy, a strong military, prosperity, and human rights. The people of Taiwan would like to be thought of as part of a country by the international community, and they really are not viewed that way. To China, Taiwan is like Hawaii or Alaska, and it is not just the communist government but the Chinese people who feel that way. Encouraging Taiwan to seek independence would be a red line that China has repeatedly warned would lead to war. Washington and Beijing are blaming each other. Congressman Ro Khanna insisted that the Chinese Communist Party doesn't get to dictate the travel schedule of the Speaker of the House. Washington Post columnist Josh Rogin said, "If China does something aggressive when the Pelosi delegation visits Taiwan, that's China starting a crisis, not the United States." National Security Council spokesman John Kirby told CNN that there is no reason for the Chinese rhetoric against Pelosi's trip, and there is no reason for any actions to be taken by Beijing in response. Many observers have noted that U.S. congressional delegations frequently visit Taiwan, and that there was precedent in then House Speaker Newt Gingrich visit in 1997. The three U.S.-China joint communiques, the Taiwan Relation Acts, and Washington's 6 assurances to Taipei have made the case that Pelosi's visit in no way contradicts those documents and upholds Washington's non-support for Taiwan independence or changes to the status quo on the Taiwan Strait. Before leaving Taiwan, Pelosi jabbed at Xi Jinping by saying this at the press conference: "Whether it's certain insecurities on the part of the President of China as to his own political situation that he's ratting his saber, I don't know. But what matters to us is that we salute the successes of Taiwan. We work together for the security of Taiwan, and we just take great lessons from the democracy in Taiwan." Washington appears to dismiss the possibility of a severe Chinese reaction to Pelosi's visit, calculating that Beijing would not assume the risks of escalating it into a crisis. Why? Because Xi Jinping would not risk anything on the eve of the upcoming 20th Chinese Communist Party Congress, where he seeks re-election. Therefore, Xi would not dare challenge and provoke the United States, and Xi would reluctantly accept the argument that Pelosi's visit was symbolic and consistent with the One China policy. So, what did Beijing do? China has spent weeks warning Pelosi not to come to the disputed territory. The Chinese military also flexed its muscle by holding live fire access all day Saturday, just 80 miles from Taiwan. On Tuesday, Hua Chunying, China's Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs, sent a string of tweets saying that Pelosi's visit to Taiwan was a major political provocation. On the same day as Pelosi's visit drew near, the People's Liberation Army deployed fighter jets to the Taiwan Strait that flew very close to the center line of the strait, which is rarely crossed. As Pelosi landed Tuesday night, Chinese state-affiliated media announced that more live-fire exercise would be conducted over the coming weekend, notably after Pelosi has left the area. On Wednesday, Beijing blocked imports of citrus and frozen hairtail and mackerel from Taiwan. China also blocked imports of hundreds of other food items from Taiwan, including cookies and seafood, though the timing was unclear. The customs website showed their import status was switched to suspended. But China has not disrupted the flow of chips and other industrial components from Taiwan. If anyone is attempting to change the status quo, it is Chinese President Xi Jinping. China has agreed in numerous communiques over 5 decades that any reunification must be peaceful. But now, China is sending every signal that it is willing to retake the island by force if necessary. The problem for Mr. Xi is that the more authoritarian he has become at home and abroad, the less the Taiwan people want to join the mainland. Mr. Xi's decision to violate China's treaty with Britain and crush the autonomy it promised to Hong Kong was a watershed moment in Taiwan. Taipei and Washington shall move urgently to buttress the island's defenses. Arms deliveries need to move faster and of the kind that would do the most to deter a potential invasion. The US and its allies also need to prepare in case China begins to employ a strategy of gradual economic strangulation or quarantine. This will require creative thinking and fortitude because China is making its intentions all too clear. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.